Alright, ladies and gentlemen, and those who are currently racing through afternoon traffic, welcome back to MusicVillage. And we almost forgot to mention during the MusicVillage update, folks, that we will be answering your questions at home in another 2 weeks from this very show, right after the Friday the 13th episode of MusicVillage. Wait, what? There's a Friday the 13th this month? Aw, man, come on. Well, besides that little bit of bad luck that will be hitting us by next week, folks, I think we should try to get some good luck from a couple of these games trying to make their way to the main stage for another edition of the Friday Night Greenlight. And the first game that we have up comes from the developers Bohemia Interactive with their game Y-Land. And this game automatically reminds me of a combination of not only Roadblocks, but Spy Kids 3. Neither is it Spy Kids 3 or Spy Kids 2 with the Island of Dreams. I keep forgetting the order. Either way, it reminds me of that Island of Dreams for the movie Spy Kids. And here's hoping in the near future, depending on where you go around this giant open world game, that they allow you to actually create a home there and defend it or invite people in to get them away from danger. And according to the maestro, that's a high possibility. Nice. And the next game that we have up comes from the developers Rewind App with their game Rampage Miami. And this game with the neon colors and the whole bunch of mayhem and chaos you can cause in the streets automatically reminds me of Grand Theft Auto Vice City. And here's hoping in the near future for this game. And oh yeah, by the way, thank you for reminding me. Also reminds me of Hotline Miami as well. And here's hoping in the near future for this game that there's some cool 80s music to go along with all this neon and obvious 80s themes that goes along with it. And according to the maestro, there may be an 8-bit version of a flock of seagulls in it. You know what? Here's hoping they have 8-bit covers of every single song from the Vice City soundtrack. Man, what a soundtrack that game had. It was awesome. And besides 8-bit covers of classic themes, folks, the next game that we have up comes from the developer Gudon or Goduan. You know what, we'll go with the second one with their game Kawanian Asma Manor Story. And besides butchering the ever-living Jesus out of that title, folks, this game automatically reminds me of a combination of Onimusha with a little hint of Rule of Rose in there, with a splash of Inuyasha, since the lead character looks strangely like Kikyo. Really does. And here's hoping in the near future, just like Kikyo, she has a special power of a bow and arrow set that can take out a multitude of demons with one blast. You know, as a special attack that she can work toward. And according to the maestro, he didn't see any bow and arrow in any of the pictures or the video, but says it could be a possibility. That time zone does have a lot of, bow and arrows and ancient technology that would help them in those situations. Alright? And besides demons that you may or may not have to fight with bow and arrow sets in the game we just mentioned, the next game that we have up comes from the developers Andrew Lee Hyun Pawn with their game Dodge If You Can. And this game automatically reminds me of a reverse version of Pong with a little hint of Round 42 in there as well. And the reason why we say that, folks, is because unlike the regular version of Pong, you have to avoid the beams that are coming after you. And yeah, they come at you fast, too. So, yeah, that's a thing. So, here's hoping in the near future for this game, besides getting the chance to avoid these said bombs trying to come after you for well over 25 levels, they also give you a chance to design a level of your own to actually put up online to try to fool your friends. Yeah, that's the only thing I hope for this game in the near future, since I know there's probably some upgrades to help you out to try to avoid this at all costs. I hope. And speaking of Pong-like games, folks, the next game that we have up comes from the developers Mio-Key Game with their game Rebound Ball. And this game automatically reminds me of, well, the classic game of Brick Out that I've been calling Pong for well over 20 years now, and I feel ashamed. And the fact that it's a 3D version of the classic game of Brick Out, here's hoping in the near future for this game that they give you special balls to take out the different bricks in this game. And apparently Maestro said turn to page 8, and wow, they actually have a ball that can actually dig underneath the ground and take out the other stacks of bricks that tries to take you out. Well, here's hoping in the near future for this game that you can play it alongside with a friend. Yeah, the only thing I hope for in the near future for this game. Well, that and a level designer too, because not many of these Brick Out games have them, and they should. And the next game that we have up comes from the developers Quartermaster with their game Quartermaster. And this game automatically reminds me of Q's Lab from 007 with a little hint of Dexter's Laboratory in there as well. Well, the future version of Dexter's Laboratory if he decided to actually design weapons to help people out in the field. Which would be pretty cool if that was a follow-up story for Dexter. But I got a feeling it wouldn't be. And here's hoping in the near future, besides the fact of designing cool weapons, they also allow you to design cool vehicles to help people out in the field too. Cause I got a couple of cool ideas for vehicles that would help people out, including a car that can transform from treads to a jet. Or a jet-like car like something out of Back to the Future. And Maestro said that would never work, but don't stifle my ideas here on this show. Don't stifle my ideas. And besides Maestro trying to stifle my ideas that I got a feeling would be a good idea on a field for an agent that is working to try to save the world, the last but not least game that we have up comes from the developers Sean Hogan, nice name by the way, with his said game, Storms. And this game automatically reminds me of a combination of Diablo with a little hint of Twister in there as well. You know, if Twister involved a whole bunch of enemies that are trying to take you out while a storm is about. And here's hoping in the near future for this game is that they give you a chance to try to control these said storms, to try to actually use it to take out the enemies. Or at least the storm is, you know, not prejudiced to you and goes after the enemies as well. Yeah, you know, it doesn't discriminate and just takes everybody out when it comes on the field. Best way to describe it. And if you guys want to go ahead and check out any of these cool games, plus other games trying to make their way to the main stage via cargo ship, cargo plane, or subterranean train that's currently rumbling underneath your toes, you can go ahead and head on over to the store.steampowered page, only known as store.steampowered.com, and just click ever so lightly on that Indy button and click even lighter on that upcoming page to check out a whole bunch of cool and awesome games that would be excellent to talk about during a milestone show to put a smile on your face as you're making your way through rush hour traffic. And apparently, according to the Maestro, they should be paying attention to the road, but at the same time, when you get a break and you're pulled over on the side of the road, check out a couple of these games, because they're awesome. And I guess with that said, folks, we might as well head back into this music once again, and when we return, we'll be back with yet another new DJ Smokey's True Video Game Stories right after this. So don't go anywhere just yet, folks, and stay tuned.